Please ignore the mess. We're just gonna do a quick and dirty smudge right now, my loves. Easy smoke cleansing. This is my wand that has dragon's blood and stuff in it. So we're gonna purify the space and let that go. And then we're going to light our candles, cast our circle, and get into the video. Okay, my darlings, we are going to do a tarot reading tonight. It is slightly different than usual because it is Samhain, or Halloween, for those that celebrate in the northern hemisphere. Now, if you are in the southern hemisphere, you're probably more in the Beltane season, but if you celebrate Halloween, the date is the same no matter which hemisphere you're in for that particular holiday, but the influences and such are slightly different. That is my dragon's blood oil right there. Also, the smoke cleansing tool that we used is dragon's blood as well. Both very strong protection items. And the reason we are doubling up on all of that is because Samhain is widely regarded, at least in some cultures or traditions, as the night where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest. So talking to spirits and such is supposed to be the easiest on nights like this. Now, I think if we're going to do a tarot reading, the smartest and safest way to do it would be with extra protections, because when the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest, you don't know what you're going to get. Hopefully it will be ancestors or people with helpful intentions that just want to talk to us and feel good about, you know, the veil being thinner, being able to see their loved ones, stuff like that, but you never know. I talked in my video last year about my encounter with the Shadow Man when I was very, very young. The Shadow Man kind of seems to be an entity or type of entity that a lot of people have had interactions with in various times everywhere around the globe. So, you know, that's not the kind of energy we're going for. We want to go for peaceful. We want to go for helpful. We want to go for, you know, good ancestors, things of that nature. So we're just taking some extra precautions to make sure that if we're going to communicate with anything specifically tonight, that it only has good intentions for us. So I've got 2 black candles burning here on the altar. Nothing of ill intention may go beyond this space. Why? Because black candles specifically are used for protection and banishment. We've got the incense that I cleansed with being dragon's blood. Same thing. Dragon's blood anointment on me. Same thing. The usual bracelets on, though, these are my favorites. They really help open up my third eye and give me that extra edge when it comes to actually being able to listen to my intuition. And, you know, sometimes a girl needs a little help with listening to her inner self. We are going to ask that the element air be with us, protect us, join our circle. We are going to ask that the element fire be with us tonight, help protect us, join our circle. We are asking the element of water to be with us tonight, protect us, and join our circle. The element of earth be with us, protect us, join our circle. And the element of spirit abundantly surrounding us, be with us, protect us, and join our circle. Do you have to do all of this for a tarot reading? No, but since we're not asking for deities or just the heavens to give us answers tonight we're asking for some ancestral guidance from the other side. I figured it couldn't hurt. I hope you've had a wonderful Samhain or Halloween so far. I hope you got to do some trick-or-treating, participating, giving out some candy, dress up, maybe have a movie fest, make some cool treats, have a good time. I just got off work a little bit ago, so I haven't done anything else, but that is perfectly okay with me because I live spooky season all year long anyway. I watch horror movies in the summertime. Nightmare Before Christmas gets watched 3 times a year in my household. That would be for Halloween, Christmas, and Easter because the Easter Bunny is in it. Therefore, it's an Easter movie too. As you would have noticed, I am holding these cards upside down. As you would have noticed during the intro video, of course, I have the front and back windows open. It is really nice out for this time of year. Usually by now we've had a big cold snap and it's like 35 and rainy, but it was actually decently warm today. It did rain though, which is a bummer, but I like the rain, so I thought it was great. But it's a bummer for the kids that then have to shove jackets on over top of their costumes, you know? No one wants to do that. But also, to make sure that while using the incense and cleansing my space, I can use the power of the wind and the rain to help push the spirits from the one side to the other. The windows offer them a route out. After I get done with the reading, I am going to use my cleansing incense again, and then close the windows up, making sure that nothing can find its way back in. Right, my dears. Okay, so we have shuffled the cards good and well. They seem happy to me. So I need you to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. That will be your card. And we are asking for our ancestors of loved ones past to give us some guidance on this day when you are allowed to more easily speak into the world. What do you think we need to know for the year ahead? What kind of warning would you like to give your descendants? What have you observed from the other side about our world that you want to give us a bit of a peekaboo on? What is the message that you want to pass forth? Let's focus on that for a minute. And let's begin. If you picked card number 1, your card is the Chariot. Okay, we're starting off strong with a major arcana card. And of course, I do not have my cards memorized. I still use the book because I am a silly goose. So the Chariot, succor, providence, also war, triumph, presumption, vengeance, and trouble. Okay, so some positive meanings there. You know, we have triumph, we have succor, providence, but we also have war and trouble. There could be some turmoil coming up in your future personally that could lead to some good endings by the time you get through all of it, but it might be rough while you're in the middle of it. I know that's not necessarily the message you always want to hear, but you know, it does sound like you're going to be coming out ahead. Now, depending on what question you asked, if you're asking about like a career or schooling or something like that, that could be referencing, you know, finals coming up for a lot of people that are in school, whether it's high school or college level exams, or if you're doing additional studies, finals, terms, thesis, something like that. You know, that takes a lot of fight, a lot of willpower. Doctors going through their residency programs, all kinds of situations where it may feel like a war while you're in it, but the rewards will be sweet. If you asked about love, because I have different notes on love, analyze where and how fast your relationship is going. Check in on your alignment with your partner. Make sure that you're taking a grounded perspective. So let's not miss the forest for the trees. You know, a lot of times it is easy to get caught up in something and go way too fast to actually see what's happening around you. And I think that's, you know, with the Chariot being the Chariot, I think that's good imagery there. The Chariot does have some pretty strong imagery on the card itself. You know, we've got the 2 sphinxes in the front, but also the conquering eagle symbol looks very much like the Roman wings here. We've got the crown on the person's head. Looks like a conqueror coming in. So, yes, war, but success after that hard-fought battle. So, not the easiest time, but you will get through it, and I believe you will do well. Let's go for card number 2. All of my loves that picked number 2. Let's see what we've got the Tower. Okay, this is one of those cards that people love to be afraid of. It often gets, put in the same category as the Death card, the Devil card. It can't mean anything good. It totally can. Yes, the imagery here is kind of frightening. There's lightning striking the top of the tower. A crown is flying off the top of the tower. You've got two people falling out the windows and they're on fire. It looks terrifying. I know. But that could just mean get out of your own way. That could just mean, things have to get worse before they get better. Similar to the Chariot card. But, of course, let's get our handy-dandy guidebook out. Misery, distress, ruin, indigence, adversity, calamity, disgrace, deception. So, similar meanings. But, that could be, hey, there's a situation that you're in that you need to work extra hard at getting out of. Maybe the other shoe hasn't dropped yet, so it's harder to tell that this is the warning sign to get out. Take this as your warning sign. Is it going to be pretty? Probably not. Is it going to be easy? I would say definitely not. But you have to take care of you because no one else is going to do it for you. If your question specifically was about love, yep, the Tower is betrayal or unfaithfulness in most readings. I would not immediately jump to accusing your partner of being unfaithful and running out on them into a rainstorm and then having the whole tearful crying goodbye. Don't go to extremes. But other things can be considered a betrayal. Are they paying attention to your needs? Or do they overlook your needs? Have you communicated with them, I need X and Y? This is how I feel and reciprocate love. Do they listen when you say those kinds of things, or do they ignore it when you say those kinds of things? Do they only do what their love language is to you and expect you to be okay with that? A big part of learning love languages is learning how you give and how you receive love. Now, neither of those is invalid. You can have a partner with a completely different love language from yours. You just have to respect each other's love language and be willing to go the extra mile to make sure that they feel that they are being respected and heard. If you're not getting that, that is a betrayal of your love because they are not loving you the way that you need and you deserve to be loved. And at that point, it is okay to say, hey, this is not working for me anymore. Maybe it's not anything super egregious as them cheating on you with your mother-in-law or something like that. Weird example, I know, but stick with me here. It doesn't have to be that egregious for you to be valid in saying that you're done. So, you are okay to get yourself out of that situation. It is always darkest before the dawn. You will get through it. I believe in you. It will be fine. If you need support, definitely reach out. We can find resources. There's social work. There's shelters. There's, donation drives. There's all kinds of people out there, especially now in the digital age where people are coming together from different countries and different places all around the world. Even if they don't understand the language, people can always understand a cry for help. And we will come together to give that support. So, if you need help out, reach out. There's always a way. The third card for anyone who picked number 3. We are getting the Empress. We are really selling it tonight. We've got all 3 major arcana cards. The Empress, beautiful gown. Actually, Glimmerwood, who designed one of the Oracle decks that I have, just recently did an Empress-inspired outfit and photo shoot, and it's glorious. But I digress. So the Empress, we have the female symbol, the symbol of Venus down here on this cushion, planchette. It's shaped like a planchette, but it definitely doesn't look like it would be when it's huge and there's no holes in it. Her dress is adorned in a pattern of roses. She's got a crown. She's got a staff, magic scepter looking thing. She's on reclined set of cushions there. Beautiful. So the Empress is usually about taking charge and embracing your womanhood and leaning into yourself. We've got a lot of these cards right now that are talking about, power and taking your power back. So let's see what we think of the Empress in here. Which the Empress is different from the High Priestess. Don't get the two confused. Okay, fantastic. The Empress, fruitfulness, initiative, action, long days, the unknown, sometimes doubt, but mostly positive cards, long days, but taking initiative, fruitfulness, action. Like I said, she is a woman going after what she believes in life. And if you're not a woman, that is okay. Sometimes it just means embracing that feminine energy. People have both in them. You have masculine and feminine energy in people at all times. And I know a lot of times the discussion about masculine and feminine energy gets co-opted into this conversation about traditional roles and all this other stuff. There is no such thing as being 100% masculine or 100% feminine when it comes to the energy in your body. Because life is not codified into blue means boy, pink means girl. There is no right and wrong for what qualifies as masculine energy and what qualifies as feminine energy. Because if you ask two people from different countries, two people from different cities, two people that just grew up in different areas, what defines masculine and what defines feminine, you're probably going to get some different answers. People that grew up with single moms are going to have a different definition than people that grew up with single dads. Did both parents end up doing the same thing? Yes. And did the way that they do it change? No. Because they both had to tap into both their masculine and their feminine energy to be both parents. So there's a lot to be said about if you are a man and you're pulling cards like the Empress, the High Priestess, don't discard that. That just means your feminine energy is coming through. And it's time to embrace that. Because, fruitfulness, abundance, initiative, she's getting stuff done and reaping their rewards. So that is a great sign for your future, especially if you're looking at school, career, you're putting in the work and you're getting the rewards out of it. Excellent news. If you specifically asked about love, the Empress is about sensuality or taking care of a struggling partner who has alignment with your own values. So if they're struggling with a job change or something like that, if they're struggling with, learning how to communicate the way that you communicate, and maybe they're not good at talking about their feelings, but you're really into talking about your feelings, finding that middle ground. Maybe the way that you talk about your feelings is foreign to them, but they have their own way that they can get it out. And they just need to say it more, and you just need to learn to understand that language. That's meeting in the middle. They talk more, you bring the understanding, you meet in the middle, everyone wins, everyone's happy, everyone's getting along. So there's some very good news with that one. So that is our 1, 2, 3 for our pick and choose card pull for the future. Oh, so sorry, I bumped you, darling. Now let's do one general card pull. Since it is Samhain or Halloween, Gothic Oracle set, of course, we're staying on brand here. On brand, on theme, on point, something like that. One of those fancy words that the kids say nowadays. Get the book out of the way. Pull out the cards. And giant card shuffle time. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yes, this is the only way I know how to shuffle because I am bad at shuffling cards. If you haven't noticed by now, I mentioned I'm bad at a lot of things. But we're just gonna okay, ancestors, if you're out there, this is your last chance. What is a good, strong, general message that you want to pass along to your descendants, to all of us out here just kind of winging it through life as we bring this evening to a close? What do they need going into this next season of life? We've reached the end of the harvest time. Winter's coming for those of us in the north. What do we need to keep in mind? What do we need to be looking for? What do we need to be thinking of? Let's see which one calls out. Ancestors, please guide my hand to choose the card that you want us to. Definitely something over here. This one feels warm to the touch. Much warmer than all the others. Enchantment. Oh, we haven't gotten that one before, and that is beautiful. I love the fairy, the chalice with the triple moon engraving on it. She's also got a moon circlet up on her head. Sorry. Beautiful artwork. So what does enchantment say to us for this coming season? Nope, open right to it. A fairy walks a path toward us, stopping within a circle of mushrooms. Holding a goblet, she asks if we would like to take a sip of the forest wine. Fairy rings are naturally occurring circles of mushrooms that can be found in the countryside. As the name suggests, they have long been associated with pixies and fairies in many English and Celtic tales. It is said that the rings appear where elves have danced, or that a fairy village lays underground. Many believe that to stand within a fairy ring can bring great enchantment and luck. However, since some advise against this, doing so requires great commitment. If you have drawn this card, then you are being asked to think about how committed you are to something or someone. Are you all in, or are you all out? Commitment comes with responsibility and must not be taken lightly. Are you about to sign a contract, enter into a partnership, or are you considering taking a relationship to a new level? If so, make sure that you are aware of what your commitment will entail. While enchantment may very well be the reward, it may be more difficult to step out of the fairy ring than it was to step in. Ooh, that one gives me chills. That is a very good one. And honestly, that message ties in pretty well to all three of the cards that we've had tonight. The Chariot with its, war, but then rewards. The Tower with its, get out now, be careful what you're doing message. And the Empress with your action, initiative, and fruitfulness. Enchantment is saying that, whichever card that you picked, it could work out in your favor, but pay extra close attention to what you might be giving up along the way, or what it's going to ask of you to get those rewards. But that is our video, my loves. Thank you so very much for stopping by and spending your Halloween evening with me. I hope you are having the best night. I love you all, and I will see you very soon for our next video. Have a great night.